All right, time to get back to 20 towns in 20 days. And tonight we are going back to the 90s in New Britain.
Yeah, Channel 3's Joe Zone is joining us live there right now with more on how sports have been front and center in the hardware city for a long time. Hi, Joe.
Yeah, hi, guys. I mean, that's true, too. You cannot talk about New Britain without talking about the role that high school sports played in really making this community come together. And never was that more true than in the 90s, when several New Britain high school sports teams were making headlines all around Connecticut. Exactly 30 years ago, 1992, New Britain High School won its first football state championship to Bucky Jones, who went on to play at Syracuse and with the Patriots, was the star running back on that team.
School spirit, everyone went to the games, so it was huge back then.
David DeFranzo, who's now New Britain's athletic director, was a New Britain sophomore in '92.
And they came out and ran wild on Greenwich, and it was one of the best things I ever saw in my life. And it was just a great day, and I still remember it to this day.
Len Corto was the coach for that first championship in 1992.
The community was a close-knit connection with the school athletic teams. Football, baseball, basketball, girls and boys.
Girls basketball took off in the 90s when Burl Piper became head coach. Piper left to coach at CCSU and is back now coaching the girls team again. Tasha Manzi and Kenitra Johnson played on New Britain's first state championship in 1998.
I know when I came in under Coach Piper, it was big to play on the girls basketball team. And give a shout out to class of '98 championship teams.
Pride in the school, pride in our town, and it meant a lot to all of us. This is a very small town, so we don't have a lot of things going on, but our high school and our sports was something that just kind of catapulted us in the state of Connecticut. Everyone knew New Britain.
Randy Brochu, now the play-by-play voice for the New Britain Bees, was a drummer in New Britain's famous marching band and saw almost every game in '98.
It was them first that kind of set that tone and sent a lot of girls ahead for a lot of success in the game.
A football championship in '92, basketball and volleyball titles in '98 and '99. The '90s were a special time in New Britain, a time when a community formed a bond that has lasted for 3 decades.
One of the things that makes me so happy thinking back to the 90s is so many of the athletes that took part in sports during that time came back to the city and are doing great things in the city, and a lot of them are here today.
And the common thread of all those sports teams, that New Britain High School marching band, we're going to meet them, talk to some of those guys coming up in our next report.